Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hi on Figures. It's been a while since my last video. I've just been quite busy with things going on, so I've been excited to make a new video, and this time I'm talking about this Caustic Plastik Jean-Claude Van Damme Bloodsport figure. And I'm a bit late with the video. This came out for pre-order 5 days ago on the 4th of April, and I've had some time to digest, so in some ways it's quite good that I just don't make a quick video. Um, I've had time to gather my thoughts about it, and so I'm looking forward to chatting about this figure. So first of all, I don't own any Caustic Plastik figures, but I've heard some good things about the brand. So first off, I want to shout out a good figure channel that I watch pretty frequently whenever he uploads a video, and it's Go Figure. So I think he presents his channel very well, and he's also made a video speaking about this figure. And the rest of his videos are also very good. He does a lot of reviews of older figures, and it's just very interesting to watch. So for this video, I'm going to try and say different things to what other people have said about this when they've made their own videos. So just quickly to run through, as I said, I've heard good things about Caustic Plastik. They seem to be a premium brand. So in comparison to, say, Hot Toys, where the quality kind of varies across the board to, decent to premium. But then you have brands that are mainly just premium. So this would be Inart and Caustic Plastik that come to mind. And so I'm very interested to try to own a piece from Caustic Plastik. The thing is, their IPs have not been stuff that I was keen on. So they've done a lot of horror and Universal Monster stuff, but I'm not of that era, and I'm not so hugely high on horror stuff. But I am high on a lot of other figures. So now this is an interesting one because I have to say, growing up, Bloodsport was, I would say, for sure, my most favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. And I've seen, a number of JCVD movies: Universal Soldier, Time Cop, um, Hard Kill. I mean, it's been a while, but I'm a huge fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme, and if I was to own a Van Damme figure, I would definitely say Bloodsport comes to mind just right off the bat. So this comes in three offerings. You have a regular, a deluxe, and exclusive. Now, it's quite a pricey figure. I mean, but for a premium figure, a high end figure, then this looks okay. If I was to get this, I have a a local shop here in Hong Kong that would actually have it cheaper than the official pricing, which is good for me. And so that kind of rules out the exclusive version for me, but as I'll get to it, I'm actually totally fine with not getting the exclusive version. So what it comes with is that you can just see right here. I'm just going to zoom out. So the standard, it comes with, one gi, which is the red gi, this one. Wait. Actually, it doesn't come with the gi, it says. I thought it did. Let's click into this. I don't think it comes with the gi. Okay. So, includes all accessories and a luxury. A gi belt. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't come with the gi. It just comes with this. So we're going to go back. Okay, pretty bare bones. But I think the pricing will be pretty similar to, for me, the Frankenstein figure, which would be like 1,800 Hong Kong dollars, whatever that would be. So that'd be like $230 US for me if this was offered through my local shop. The deluxe, it comes with the red gi and an extra head sculpt, which is this battle damaged one. And then the exclusive, it comes with 3 gis, so the red, the blue, uh, and the black one. And it comes with this screaming head sculpt. And my opinion on the head sculpts, first of all, is um, for me, I would have got the deluxe version. It would have definitely, sold the deluxe version for me if it came with the screaming head sculpt instead of the battle damage one, because I think that the battle damage one, it looks the least like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I think it's the weakest sculpt. I think the screaming one is very good. But it's not the best one either. I think that the best one actually is the neutral one. So I think for me, the standard release is already very good. And because the price jumps for Kaustic Plastik for every level above standard is quite significant, you'd have to really ask yourself whether those extra accessories are necessary for you. And if you're just going to keep them in the box or you're not going to utilize them that much, then save yourself money and just get the standard version. So I've learnt that in the past, I'm someone who wants to get everything. I want the best of the best. If they bring out the most premium, I would want the most premium rather than the standard. So Hot Toys does this all the time. They bring out a standard and a deluxe. So usually, as people say, it's deluxe or bust. But from the figures that I've collected in the past, um, I keep some of the stuff in the box, and so it's not always the case where it's deluxe or bust. But this is the case where I really think that the standard is probably the way to go for me personally, because mainly due to the price and because the extras that you get with it is not substantial enough to warrant the huge price hike. Um, as you can see with the euro pricing, it's quite significant. So I think this is good. This head sculpt I do like. It's not like 10 out of 10, I'd say, but I think they did the best that they can. Some of these shots are a bit unsightly, where you can see the seam here, but that's just a thing that I've noticed. It's not a big deal. I think this actually, I mean, the gi is like you're paying a lot of money just for a different color gis. I don't think is necessary. Would have been nice if the standard came with one gi, which is the red one. I think that probably looks the nicest, and red is my favorite color as well. But this shot, this is why I say the standard looks like the best, because this totally looks like it's not a figure. This totally could be a photograph of Van Damme. But I know it's very minor nitpicking, but even though I think this looks like an amazing sculpt, it doesn't look like it's a photo of the real life Van Damme. But this could be a nitpick. A nitpick. Yeah, so this is a bit the weaker one, I'd say. Still looks nice, actually, if it's just, for a figure, it looks quite good. I do like that this figure comes with interchangeable feet for all the versions, and it's not something that we see all the time in figures, but having like a toe pointing up where you can recreate kicking poses, different uh, you know, kind of movements is quite cool. Like this looks really good. That's why I said the standard looks really good. This is where he threatens, he kicks someone's ass. They're looking up at Van Damme, and then he does this pose, and he just falls back down on the floor. That's very good. This looks good. This is kind of like the touch of death that he's doing here. I saw this figure on the prototype of this figure in one of the videos on YouTube where Caustic Plastik did a toy fair, and they had this figure on display, and the shoulders had seams, and I thought that this was a very like underwhelming figure prior to this pre-order announcement, because I was pretty much um, off. It was pretty much off the table for me once I saw that prototype from someone's video. But once they've shown these photos and they've opened up this pre-order, it's suddenly become a possibility that I pre-order this. Now the question is like whether I will pre-order this figure or not. Like I said, if I do, it would really just be the standard version. But even then, I am still not um, 100% there, because mainly, well, for first of all, it really depends on the price. If I can get a decent price for it from my local shop, then I think it would warrant a buy. But this figure, wasn't really part of my requested list. I have a short list of figures that I would get, and I'm trying to keep my figure collection pretty compact for now, because with everything that's going on about figures being more expensive these days, um, and the fact that I've actually just spent a shitload of money on other things, which I will save for another video. So what I'm talking about is 1/6 scale vehicles and a lot of other expensive stuff that's coming out. So we're spoiled for choice at the moment for figures. Like a lot of good stuff are coming out, and this was not on my radar. Let alone Caustic Plastik was just a brand that I discovered recently. But I'm liking what Caustic Plastik are putting out. So this is a low key, maybe like I would say if I put a percentage to it, maybe 30% chance that I'm getting this. Not because that I think it doesn't look great, because I do think it looks great, but does this come above stuff that I have on my list? That's the question. And so I know it may be kind of different because now I'm deviating from the actual figure. I'm talking about other stuff, but this is kind of problems what the common collector may come across. I'm not. You're not like these YouTubers that have 8 shelves full of like 10 figures per shelf, or they don't have like 100 figures. The normal collector only has a modest collection size, and we have to pick our battles with what we want to collect. But anyway, back to this figure. Um, so this is quite good. Gives you everything, tells you everything what it comes with. Really, for pretty much a bare bones character. I'm not one to want to splash out a ton for it, even though the character is more desirable than a lot of other characters that I have. Mainly I'm collecting like DC stuff. I'm collecting some sci-fi stuff, including like Predator, Terminator, stuff like that. Not collecting much of Marvel because that's just another can of worms. But already, I think an IP like DC already covers so much stuff. A lot of companies are bringing out things about DC, Hot Toys, In Art, jazzing, etc. So I have to fit this in there. So standard to me looks like the most real possibility. And so one other thing about seamless bodies, right? It's not something that we're getting a lot of with figures. Some figures do have no. I mean, a lot of figures these days do have seamless parts of the body. So, say the Hot Toys Wolverine has seamless arms. A lot of figures just have like seamless arms, but you don't see a lot of figures where the whole body is like naked, and you only have like trunks. So of course you're not going to have seamless wrists because you need to interchange the hands, and not seamless feet. But this is probably the most that they could give us, and I'm completely happy about that already. Like as I said before, the shoulders weren't seamless from the early prototype, but now that they are. So is there an issue of breakage? I don't think so, because medical grade silicone. I don't have experience with owning anything like that, but um, I just believe that things like this can be quite durable. And the way that they've posed this figure, they don't really stress a lot of the joints. Like they've moved this arm up. The right arm is usually like they've kind of like the elbow joint is only moved, but the shoulder is not stressed too much. So it's not a figure that you're going to be really stressing too much. Like you would have to really try hard to break the body. I'm just going to go back to uh, the regular version where you can see more of the body. Again, 340 euros is nothing to be sneezed at. It's still quite expensive. Yeah. Let's wait for it to load for a bit. And it's quite interesting how I kind of find it quite funny how the features that they've listed, like a luxury box, a diorama of crotch support, one belt, one yellow belt. Um, just because that this figure is so bare bones that they try and find a bunch of reasons to try and make it seem so grand when really it's not. Like, of course, you're going to say the interchangeable hands and the feet, but this is like if it was some ordinary Hot Toys figure like Deadpool, you'd have to list like one black belt, one sword holder, one uh, gun holster, but because this figure doesn't come with anything much at all, that they have to kind of. I just find it quite funny that they have to list this stuff. But I'm sure the packaging will look nice. That's why they emphasize the luxury box. You're paying for it at the end of the day. Uh, yeah, I think like these poses. I like the feet. These days, when you're seeing a figure, I really like how the creation of figures have come such a long way, where the paint apps and the muscle definition and see the veins here and just the sole of the feet where you can see some kind of the skin um, uh, uh, creases make it look like you can't distinguish it from a real figure. Where if you look at some of the not even really old Hot Toys, but some that have been around for a few years, 2023, 22, you can easily tell that those are just like toys or figures. So in this case, I think it's totally justified for a higher price tag. Of course, there's a limit to it. I'm not saying that this is not expensive. It is, but I'm someone who would rather collect ultra realistic collectible figures as opposed to some random crap that just looks a bit like the character and just looks like a toy. Um, but no offense if like you want to collect that down that route. It's just a matter of preference. The hair looks good. Everything looks good. Definition, skin, texture, complexion, definition, pose. Like this is something I think that I would put on a shelf and it would really match my collection. So if you're a fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme, then this is a no-brainer. Totally think that this definitely should be included. And I'm looking forward to seeing more lines from Kaustic Plastik aside from the horror stuff. So yeah, I think I'm wrapping up pretty soon. I've given pretty much a lot of my thoughts about it, and the scheduled release surprisingly is pleasantly um, not far away, which is good. Of course, this could always be extended, and oftentimes figures don't follow the release schedule. But if we're close to this, then that is that is excellent. Other than that, I think I'll leave it there. So thank you for watching, and please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Really thankful for my listeners, and I hope to see you again soon.